surge into Sandro Tonali race, and Newcastle stars' surprise preference emerges. Manchester United have reportedly elevated Sandro Tonali near the top of their summer midfield shortlist, with new details emerging over Newcastle's valuation and the destination the Arsenal-linked midfielder would favor if he leaves St. James's Park. Tonali's future has become one of the hottest topics in recent days. Arsenal are long-term admirers and are expected to explore the market for an experienced, high-impact central midfielder at the end of the season, with the Italian firmly on their radar. His agent, Giuseppe Riso, has done little to dampen speculation. Speaking recently to Tuttosport, Riso suggested decisions would be delayed rather than ruled out. "We'll assess everything in the summer," he said. "Transfer talks will come later. We'll see how the season finishes and then decide." Newcastle, for their part, have no desire to sell a player widely regarded as their standout midfielder and one of the Premier League's elite performers. However, a new report has indicated that the club could be tempted if a substantial offer arrives, particularly should Tonali himself push for a move. According to The Telegraph, Newcastle would demand around $100 million, a figure they believe is justified given recent big-money transfers involving Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Declan Rice. The most striking development, though, is the emergence of Manchester United as serious contenders. While United have been tracking midfield options such as Elliot Anderson, Adam Wharton, and Carlos Baleba as part of a planned rebuild, Tonali has now joined that elite shortlist. The report states that United are preparing for life without Casemiro, whose contract is set to expire in the summer, leaving a significant gap in midfield. After 3 seasons in English football, Tonali is viewed as a long-term solution and is now firmly on United's radar. Sources also indicate Arsenal are not the only heavyweight Premier League club competing for his signature. Informal contact has reportedly been made by Liverpool and Manchester City as well. Despite the growing English interest, Tonali's personal preference, should he leave Newcastle, would be a return to Italy. Juventus are keen to engineer what would be a major surprise move. The midfielder and his wife welcomed their first child in January, and a move back home is believed to appeal strongly to the family. That said, financing a $100 million transfer would be an enormous challenge for Italian clubs, even one as powerful as Juventus. In reality, if Premier League sides are willing to offer significantly higher fees, Newcastle may find it more practical to sell domestically, even if it means facing Tonali in opposition colors every season. Latest Manchester United news elsewhere. Gary Neville has played down growing calls for Michael Carrick to be appointed United's next permanent manager, explaining why the 44-year-old could turn down the role. Meanwhile, Kobbie Mainoo has reportedly left former United boss Ruben Amorim embarrassed with his performances under interim chief Carrick. According to former Arsenal and England striker Ian Wright, Aston Villa moved to hijack Newcastle's summer plans, as both Chase 30 Matters rated Inter defender Aston Villa are reportedly preparing to muscle in on Newcastle United's pursuit of an Inter Milan defender this summer. With both Premier League clubs targeting the same left-sided option, despite interviewing the player as virtually untouchable. Italian reports suggest Villa and Newcastle are tracking Carlos Augusto as they look to strengthen the left side of their defenses ahead of next season. The Brazilian joined Inter initially on loan from Monza in August 2023 before completing a permanent switch the following year. Although naturally a left-back, Augusto's ability to operate as a wing-back or even fill in at center-back has enhanced his value, underlining his versatility. That flexibility has not gone unnoticed in England. According to L'Interista, interest from both Aston Villa and Newcastle is genuine. Newcastle's admiration is long-standing, with Eddie Howe's side having previously explored a potential move, but Villa are now believed to be pushing hard to steal a march on their rivals. The report claims that the Premier League is calling for Augusto, though neither club has yet submitted a formal approach. With a contract running until 2028, Inter remain firmly in control of the situation and are said to value the defender at around $30 million, 26 smaurs, or 35.6 smaurs. Even so, Inter's stance is clear. Head coach Christian Chivu reportedly holds Augusto in extremely high regard, with the club viewing him as unsellable, despite the growing interest. There is also a possibility of a contract extension, with attention from English clubs potentially accelerating those talks. At Villa, Unai Emery already has Lucas Digne and Ian Maatsen at his disposal, while Newcastle can rely on Lewis Hall and Alex Murphy, though both clubs are keen to add a more experienced option in that role. Convincing. Inter to part ways with Augusto this summer, even if the asking price is met, looks like a daunting task. Still, Premier League money has a habit of shifting positions, particularly for a player who is not guaranteed a starting spot every week at San Siro. More Aston Villa news: Manchester United are reportedly set to rival Liverpool and Chelsea for Aston Villa standout Morgan Rogers, with concerns growing that Unai Emery's resolve to keep hold of him could be seriously tested this summer. Elsewhere, Liverpool face a difficult decision over Curtis Jones, with sources revealing Newcastle are monitoring his situation closely. Villa are also said to be among the clubs tracking the England midfielder as the window approaches. Liverpool frustrated by Konate's contract stance as club sets firm deadline. Liverpool have made their position clear to Ibrahima Konate. They will not allow his contract situation to drag on until the end of the season amid mounting interest from Europe's elite, including Real Madrid. The 26-year-old defender is due to be out of contract in the summer, and despite prolonged negotiations, talks have stalled well short of the progress the club were hoping for. Liverpool are keen to secure Konate's long-term future and believe they have already put a strong offer on the table. Sources close to the situation have told Team Talk that Konate has kept the club at arm's length throughout discussions, a stance that has surprised and frustrated senior figures at Liverpool. As a result, the club have now taken action, making it clear they want a definitive answer by Easter and are unwilling to let uncertainty linger deep into the run-in. Although dialogue remains ongoing, a breakthrough has not been close for some time. While Liverpool continue to push for an agreement they believe is fair, Konate's representatives are listening to interest from across the continent. Team Talk understands that Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Paris Saint-Germain have all made contact as they prepare for a potential free transfer battle. Formal offers are expected in the coming weeks, with Konate keeping his options open as he considers the next stage of his career. Liverpool, however, want clarity sooner rather than later. Club owners Fenway Sports Group are determined to avoid a repeat of last summer's Trent Alexander-Arnold situation when uncertainty led to a cut-price exit. Konate is now legally able to hold pre-contract talks with overseas clubs ahead of a possible free move at the end of the season, a scenario Liverpool are desperate to prevent. Reports from Spain suggest Madrid are preparing to intensify their interest, even though Konate remains a key figure at Anfield, having started every Premier League match he has been available for this season. Liverpool do have contingency plans. Rennes defender Jeremy Jacquet is already set to arrive next season in a 60 million deal, providing cover at centre-back should Konate depart. Still, the club's continued push for a renewal indicates that head coach Arne Slot does not see a pairing of Virgil van Dijk and Jacquet as sufficient for the campaign ahead. With crucial weeks approaching, Liverpool are seeking decisive clarity. The message from the club is blunt. They will not wait indefinitely for Konate's decision. Latest Liverpool news elsewhere: Curtis Jones is reportedly seeking assurances from the Liverpool hierarchy amid growing talk of a possible sale, a move that would go against Slot's wishes. Tottenham Hotspur are one of several Premier League sides monitoring the situation, alongside interest from abroad. In addition, a Liverpool-focused journalist has outlined the club's stance on potentially dismissing Slot following the dramatic 2-1 defeat to Manchester City at Anfield. Club legend Jamie Carragher has also weighed in, highlighting factors that could yet prove decisive for the Dutchman. Chelsea move ahead of Arsenal and Barcelona in race for La Liga star as Blues push to seal deal discreetly. Chelsea are reportedly edging in front of Arsenal and Barcelona in the pursuit of Atletico Madrid forward Julian Alvarez, with suggestions that the Blues are quietly making the most progress behind the scenes since the Todd Boehly-led consortium completed its takeover from Roman Abramovich in May 2022. Chelsea have invested well over $1 billion in new signings. The focus has largely been on recruiting young, high-potential talent, as Blue Co aim to rebuild the squad while generating long-term value. Despite that heavy spending, on-pitch success has been limited. Chelsea finished 6th and 4th in the past 2 Premier League campaigns and currently sit 5th this season following the dismissal of Enzo Maresca and the appointment of Liam Rosenior. As things stand, further reinforcements are viewed as essential if the club are to mount a genuine title chawl.